Good morning. Also, figure out why is my mic doing that. There we go. Hopefully the mic is better. Let's turn on the stream. My fringe is still not working with me today. Alright. Is it too dark in here? And sorry, my hair is not working with me. I don't know why it does that. It has a mind of its own. Alright, so good morning. As usual, we're doing a stream test for the first minute or so. And I have this prepared over here. So let me just check the audio for a brief second and see if everything... Interesting. The moment I just press something, everything freezes. Let's double check what's going on. Stream title is not correct. I just edited it on Streamlabs. What is going on? It's supposed to be number 17, and then this is still conversation practice. There we go. So it should be there. All right. Okie dokie. So let's check out that things are working just fine. Fingers crossed. I don't know if I should reset my stream and then reboot it again or not. And then hello, XOXO Blooming Girl from Instagram. Good to see you. Good to see you, sorry. I always have to look at my screen in front of me, so make it a habit to have it in front of me, in front of like my presentation above here too. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and start our session. So welcome to session 17. So the stream itinerary. So we have our greetings, we have our conversation practice. I have 5 questions. Actually, I think 4 questions to prepare. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good, thank you. I just woke up like maybe 30 minutes ago. I was able to do my exercises. So I have a little habit tracker right here. So this is one of my habits for the year, is just to maintain exercise in the morning. Also, I might have to shrink my screen for a second. There we go. Does it show properly? I am sorry. But basically, it's supposed to be morning exercises, and I'm trying to do like 5 crunches, push-ups, prayer pulses. What else am I doing? Yeah, I think that's about it. It's just like a lot of tummy toning and also building up strength for my upper body. So I'm trying to maintain at least 31 days of consistency. I already was not consistent yesterday because when I slept in for the stream, I also chose not to do my morning exercises. And that was mainly because I didn't get enough sleep the last few days, so I told myself, you need to get some sleep. So I think tonight is the earliest I've slept, I think, for this week. So I slept sometime at 11. So I got 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I had 6 hours of sleep last night, which is beautiful. So I should be aiming for 7 or 8 hours of sleep. I've also learned online that it is actually healthy for adults to sleep at least 7 hours, at least. 8 hours, of course, is the best. So I'm gonna try and slowly make my way up to 8 hours. Again, this week is a week of testing and adjusting to new schedules and the such. And then after that, hopefully I will have a solid routine going. So I'm being very patient with myself and my body because it's been a kind of rough 3-week holiday from work. So yeah, it's just a transition and just getting used to new things. So I kind of realized I keep forgetting to change the button to greetings. So we kind of covered greetings under the itinerary. How are you, Bluing Girl? Also, checking on my glasses because sometimes it can get kind of foggy. Let me put this back here. Alrighty, should be good. So feel free to respond below and I will read your message when I can. Also, I apologize for any hiccups that are happening on the stream. I'm also monitoring that. I don't know what is going on. It just says your stream quality is good. Yeah, stream has disconnected, attempting to reconnect a minute ago. Alright. So apologies again for any discrepancy, because I'm trying to be patient with this too. So it's nice that the performance notification is saying that the stream is trying to find me again. So I'm very attentive of that. I notice when my streams are hiccuping because of having the apps in front of me at the moment. Okay, so second, I'm trying to put on my watch. There we go. Because I want to make sure that I attend work early as possible. I've been very close to attending work on time, or like earlier than on time, because I want to have some time for myself while I'm sitting in the parking lot and just chilling. That's what I want to do. So that being said, I'm just I just want to have like an established routine going, you know, and trying to make habits and learning from mistakes in the past, etc. So what I've been doing is just taking notes of, okay, what is working, asking the same questions. And it's so interesting because it keeps saying that my stream, your stream quality is good. Your stream has disconnected again a few seconds ago. If that is an issue, I will most likely have to end the stream and then reset, because I just don't want that to keep happening over and over again in today's stream. So again, I'm just monitoring these stuff as we're going. I just don't know. What I could do is close out. I could close out something. Cool. Okie dokie. Alright, so hopefully it'll be fine from this point on. We are now moving on to conversation practice. I am definitely monitoring the chat right now. I only see it's just myself at the moment, and that's perfectly okay, because I would love to have people engage in comments or answer the questions maybe after the stream when it's posted, and that's perfectly okay with me because questions will be up here anyways. So let's get started with a conversation practice. So if my students are here, if you won the lottery, what would you do? Well, since I'm the only one here at this time currently, if I won the lottery, what would I do? I think the first thing I would do is pay off my student loans. Very first thing. I don't want to have loans. I hate it. It's not fun. So that being said, I would love to pay off my loans first. Second, I want to take a part of that money and invest it towards my business, which is like what I'm doing right now, where I want to teach English to students online. So I do want to invest in that company if possible. And then, of course, the rest of the money, I could try to save some of it on the side, and then the rest I could try to help with family, and then helping with yeah, I want to help family. I want to help extended family too if they need it as well. But what's also important to me when it comes to like finances is that you find a way to keep making more income, you know? So this is like a hard lesson I've learned when I was experiencing a time when I was in a financial crisis, especially because I was laid off work. I felt very stressed not having money on me. So what I've learned is that if you earn some sort of income, make sure to first and foremost find a way that you can still kind of make income. So don't relax just because you have so much money because you won the lottery, for example, right? Like, sure, you're set for life, but anything can happen. Emergencies can happen. So it's important to be wise with your money and know what to do with them responsibly, right? So having some sort of plan is the very first step. And that's something I typically like to do, is that whenever I see that, oh, I have salary or something. So yeah, whenever I have salary, I think to myself, I need to move this money aside and then think about making a savings plan, because that's important, because you need to be prepared for rainy days. So you might not know, what is a rainy day? A rainy day is basically when you're having a bad day, a day off, for example. And it's important to have money set aside for those events, because in life, a lot of the times, the things that we plan for do not always come through. So, and of course, emergencies happen, so you need to have money prepared on the side just in case to handle those situations. Okay, so I would love to hear what you guys think. What would you do if you won the lottery? I'd love to read what you guys would say on Instagram, because I will post this video hopefully today, if not tomorrow or the next few days after, because I'm trying to remember to upload videos as I'm preparing for work. So I just recently sorry, I'm just trying to keep my words. I am just I totally lost my train of thought. This happens a lot. I'm having brain fog in the morning. I am so sorry. Oh yeah, so we were talking about posting your comments in the chat. So if you post it in Instagram, once the video is posted, I will read it. And I am trying my best to post all of my live stream recordings on the day of. I'm trying to. I just posted my first one yesterday, and I was trying to post the second part of the first one, but I didn't get the time to, because I was already driving to work, and I don't know if my data was able to handle that that amount of data to upload via Instagram. But everything you see here on YouTube is already posted. So if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're watching this on Instagram, you can go to my YouTube account, and it's just the Homebody Teacher, same name, and then it's going to be under live streams. So if you look at my videos, go under the live stream tab, and then you'll find this video. It should be listed as live stream number 17. Okay. Question number 2. What is your bucket list? A bucket list is a list of things that you want to achieve or accomplish. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have bucket lists of things that you want to achieve overall in your life. You don't have to name all of them. You can share like maybe 3 to 5-ish, and then you can tell me why. Why do you want to accomplish those things? So I already have my bucket list is to, of course, make be more consistent showing up for these events, because I really, really, really want to be here and have conversation practices in the morning. I've actually had a few moments to reflect on having conversation practice every day. Yesterday, I would say, I was reflecting whether or not I should do it every morning, or I should just do it like 3 times a week or 2 times a week. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So even though I just released the schedule to be every day, I'll think about it. Hopefully I can prepare like 25 questions. Yeah, 25 questions a week. So that way it's just less prep work for me, and I'll try to do that all on Sunday and Saturday. I just feel good if I have everything prepared and I don't have to prepare anything. I can just walk in and everything's fantastic. It's just there. So yeah, one of my bucket lists is I want to be more consistent with my streaming, and then eventually I want to accomplish having like hopefully people who enjoy watching this stream, because of course I want to make this enjoyable for everyone, and also get their practice in for English. There's that. What else on my bucket list? I think my other bucket list is I do want to travel this year. I want to travel with my best friend. I just realized I only listed one, so then I clicked the next question. Let's just go back one. My bad, guys. My second bucket list is I want to travel with my best friends. So I know that one of my besties and I have talked about traveling to Europe one of these days, and I told her that we will definitely try to go to Paris, maybe this year. Who knows, to be honest. I feel like the reason why I want to go to Paris is because it was technically that was supposed to be the graduation present for myself, and at the time I couldn't go for the trip because, you know, I didn't have a job at that time. So I didn't have something that was consistent. I have a consistent job now, up until the summer, I believe. So hopefully I can transition with a better job afterwards. But if not, I don't mind, because I can just stick to that job for like another year if needed. I was told by my friend who got me in this job that this job is actually pretty stable in terms of finances, but getting hours is a little bit rough. So it's okay. I accept the job and I've gotten used to it now, so it's gotten a bit more tolerable for me, because typically this is not the field that I'm used to in terms of teaching or, well, tutoring. It's a different environment. It was very challenging, but of course it's very, very, very rewarding once you see through it, or like you're patient with students and they show that they like you because you are showing your consistency and that you are gonna always be there for them, you know? And I think I've become a consistent person in their educational life so far, so they really appreciate my presence nowadays, and my life has been a bit much more easier, so it's been great. So yeah, but eventually I do want to transition to this job where I can just stream and focus on teaching English in the morning and in the evening. And oh my gosh, guys, if one day I could just focus on just streaming, teaching the whole day as my main job or income in the future, can you imagine? That would be so fun. I could talk to you guys and prepare all these fun contents and games with you guys so you can help improve your English. We could also like explore different languages too if needed, because I'm also learning a different language every morning. Sorry, I'm not learning a different language every morning. I'm relearning one of the languages I learned in the past every morning. So I have, for example, Babbel. I've been trying it out and seeing my thoughts on it. I really love the audio side of Babbel. It's fantastic. I listened to the audio like twice, and I try to mirror or shadow what the people say. So I'm trying to remember, okay, I know these words, but I know for a fact I can understand at least 90% of what I listen to, so that's good. It shows my Spanish is still there. But yes, I really enjoyed that, and maybe I could review in the near future, like what, you know, like what apps are working, what apps work for me, or what certain apps are directed to, like who does it work effectively on. Because honestly, just to be upfront with you, I really dislike when apps are just like, oh yeah, this works for everyone, when it doesn't offer a lot of learning skills. So when I say learning skills, I'm talking about like listening skills, like auditory learners, visual learners, kinesthetic learners. So there's all these different types of learning, you know, and everyone is different. So if an app is supposed to boast about how this is achievable for everyone, it has to be able to meet these criteria of catering to different learning styles. So that's why it's really important to just find apps that are able to cater to your needs, and then you can say whether it is working for you or not. So I've become much more practical. I'm more of a researcher and analysis nowadays. I notice that I analyze a lot of things. I don't know why, but it's been fun for me. It's like I love going down these rabbit holes. So that's another bucket list for me, is just to hopefully make more streams about like analyzing stuff, which is gonna happen very soon. I did mention on a social media account that I wanted to investigate like Spy Family, which is my favorite anime, and it's no secret I'm obsessed with that show. I found out recently, or well, a few weeks ago, that the linguistic aspect of Spy Family is so rich for me. Mainly, I think it's because there was a chapter that came out and it was only 5 pages, and a lot of people on, I think during the week of that manga release or chapter release, everyone was like, oh, it's so short of a chapter, blah, blah, blah. And then I went off on social media saying, oh my God, this chapter said so much things. And then everyone was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I wrote a big like linguistic analysis on it. And then it blew up. It blew up. I got like over 100, I think I don't know if it's retweet. No, not retweet, because I post my thoughts on Tumblr, because again, it's just anytime when it's related to my obsessions, I typically wouldn't overlap it with like teaching, because I'm just like, this is a different aspect of me. And just to clarify on that tangent, and I feel like it's important that we should talk about that, I do have an online presence as a different person, a different name. I go by a different name online, and I do want to address this, because if I have people who are going to look me up, they're gonna say, okay, oh, this person is my teacher, like this is her. I just want to pull like a Joji Miller kind of boundary rule here, is that, okay, if you guys know who Joji Miller is, he's a singer, really love that guy. He used to be Filthy Frank on YouTube, and that's an aspect of him, or a version of him, that he wants to separate from who he is. And that's something I want to replicate too, is that even though there's a version of me online under a different name, do not associate her with me in terms of when I'm teaching, because there's a time and place for me to be this person, and there's a time and place for me to be the teacher that I am right now. So I really want to establish that boundary right now, so hopefully you guys can be okay with that. But anyways, there will be moments where I'm overlapping, just like this, where I'm just analyzing Spy Family and I'm looking at it from a linguistic analysis. So it's an overlap between myself and this creative version of myself, and I realize I can't separate these two versions of me, and that's okay, but I ask kindly not to be like bring up stuff about myself in this account, because I just want to separate myself in like, okay, I'm in professional mode, so I gotta be somewhat professional as an educator, and then this is my account where I'm supposed to have fun and just be myself. So there's that. Okay. So, sorry about the tangent and rambling from there, but yes, these are my bucket list. So to summarize, I want to hopefully make teaching on the Homebody Cafe an everyday thing. So it would be a huge bucket list if I can pull that off. Maybe sometime this year. I will try my best to be consistent. What else? I will travel to Paris, or I don't think I mentioned Japan, but I do want to go to Japan too. So Japan and Paris. If I can travel to these two countries, that would be wonderful. Next on the list. And then I think that was it. It's just 2 things. Oh yeah, and then also doing my research streams. So that's 3. Those are my bucket list for now, to accomplish. And you can kind of see it also as a New Year's goal, and that's perfectly okay, because I feel like they're overlapping with each other. So that's wonderful. Okay. Number 3, question 3. What are some things that you have already accomplished from your bucket list? So these are things that you've already completed in the past. So I do have a number of bucket lists that I've already achieved. The first one was definitely being able to sing in public and like, you know, competing for the first time as a solo singer. And that happened when I was in high school. I will always bring this up because it is the proudest achievement that I've wanted ever since I was a child. Because I knew and know, I blended that together. I knew and I know that I am a very challenged singer. What I mean by challenge is that it is difficult for me to sing on key because I have an uncoordinated brain. I have an uncoordinated brain when I'm singing. So my uncoordination is due to just, you know, inheritance. I've been, according to my music professor, she told me that if you have someone in the family that experiences tone deafness, well, it's not tone deafness, but uncoordinated singing, or tone deafness, it could result with you. It could result with one of the offsprings catching that, and I happen to catch it. So what I mean is that sometimes if I hear a pitch, I can't match my voice to it because it's difficult for me to get the note immediately. So I have to train myself ahead of time to find the key. So a lot of times uncoordinated singers become better singers if they're very consistent in matching their voice to the pitch. And then of course they can sing on pitch from that point on. So that took me 20 years to pull off. It slowly gets better every time I come back and then just listen to myself and post videos online and that too. So that's another aspect of myself or a different identity of myself too. So I have a creative writing version of myself, I have a teaching version of myself, and I have a performer version of myself. So I have 3 versions of myself floating on the internet. I am just addressing that now before people are like, oh my god, this teacher has different aspects. Yes, don't bring up the other identities that I have online unless it is relevant to the subject matter. Yeah, so don't bring up my other identities unless it's related to the subject matter. But just for the sake of answering the question here, becoming a singer was definitely one of them. Being recognized, making the top 10 of my school, especially in my senior year, because I kept telling myself, no matter what, it's your last year in high school, you gotta do some stuff and make it enjoyable for yourself. So I auditioned, and then I remember I was told that 100 students auditioned for this event, and it was district-wide. So that means it was students from different schools, and only a few handful would make it. And I was just thoroughly impressed that we had like 3 schools that had a lot of students. My school was the most, which was impressive. So my school, we had 4 people make it in the top 10, I believe. And then that's including myself. We had another school, I think it was 3 students. That was like the rival school from my school. 2 students from one school and then 1 student from one school. And I was like, wow. I can't believe I still remember that too. I think those were the numbers. Yes, it was, yes. Because I remember my school had the most students. I'm like, wow. My school had the most talent, and I'm just like, I believe that because my show choir group there's a lot of amazing singers there. And there were like even my classmates that I knew in choir were auditioning for this event too. And I was immediately like thinking, oh, I'm not gonna make it because he's here or she's there. Like, they're definitely gonna make it, because in the last season or last year they made it, so they were performers there too. I don't remember if they won, to be honest, but yeah, that happened. So for me, it was just the achievement of just making top 10 was enough for me, because that just validated my entire existence as a singer. It just told me, hey, yeah, you can sing, or like, yeah, you are amazing, you are capable of being a good singer. And that was a moment where I was like, from that point on, I wanted to pursue singing, if I could, but if not, it's okay. But yeah, that being said, that was one of my, I'm always going to be so happy about looking back at that memory, because it was actually on my birthday when I received the email and it told me, congratulations, you made top 10. And that's like my life's journey right there. Not life's journey, but my life's achievement right there. So I will always refer back to that. What's another bucket list? I probably posted many of them under my personal account on Instagram. I always put like hashtag bucket list if it is on my bucket list. At the moment, I can't remember at the top of my head either. I think another one probably was living by myself abroad. That's definitely an achievement because I always told myself I wanted to be independent and I wanted to move out in a country by myself and learn the language and then just fully like embrace where I was staying at. And that happened back in 2017. Yes, 2017 when I went to Indonesia. I stayed there for 6 months, the maximum time that I could stay and work. So it was really fun. I enjoyed my 6 months over there. I was able to learn the language in 3 months. I did learn a few things from my former partner, and I also... Oh, your stream is experiencing minor issues. Wonderful. I apologize for that. So let's just wait a minute. Okay. It looks like it fixed itself. Wonderful. Alright, so... You haven't missed anything, because it's a good thing I have my little status here, so I'm going to show you for a second. This is what I have in front of me. It tells me whenever my stream is experiencing any hiccups. Also that the fact that I have the tablet in front of me, I can see when it's starting to buffer. So we are good. We'll be fine. I know when to stop. So you won't miss anything. Let's see. Okay, so back to the topic at hand. I was saying learning to be independent and living abroad was hard. It was so difficult. I remember feeling like I was so alone, and I expected such, but it was definitely like the loneliness was so intense at that time. I had really bad homesickness because most of the time my parents did not want my sister and I to be away from them. So if you have parents who don't let you have sleepovers or let you like go out and stay out the night when you were younger, well, sorry, I should not say that for children, but you know, if you are having sleepovers, I think that's one of the earliest times that you could show some sort of like practice for independency, I guess. It's like being away from your parents. My parents didn't let me and my sister have sleepovers. It was really rare. I think my sister had the most sleepovers. Like, sometimes her friends would have it, and my parents would be like reluctant, but they'll be like, okay, but we need to meet the parents and talk to them and stuff. So my sister had that. I didn't have sleepovers that much. Usually I had people come over and sleep over at my place, but it's never been the other way around. So I think that kind of played off with the whole separation anxiety and and being unable to overcome my homesickness for a good month or so. But then again, that could be normal too. I've been told that homesickness lasts typically 1 to 3 months, and it's usually after the honeymoon phase of being excited in a new country. So yeah, that was pretty intense. And then of course when I got sick, taking care of myself was rough. I remember, like, I think my partner at the time wasn't there for me because he also had his own things going on. He went to university and such. So there would be nights where I would have to wake up and then start wiping myself down, doing like, in nursing terms, I did bed baths. So what I mean by that is like, technically I don't do it on my bed. But what I did is I went in front of a sink, and then I would just have this little like sponge and just like start wiping myself down with a little bit of soap and water, and then just making sure I was okay. Because at the time I did not have access to hot water. It was only cold water. And cold water only felt nice when you walked home from work, got in the shower immediately, and then you went into your room, which was like had AC. So yeah, I could not take a shower, and what I did was I just used to like wipe myself down when I was sick, and that was when I had like a fever, and I had I think I had a whooping cough at the time too. That was intense. But yeah, taking care of myself when I was sick, that was rough. I also had my boss come in, and he also dropped off food for me too. That was very nice of him. But that was the most he could do, which was fine. But yeah, it was those aspects or those moments in my life were the most difficult, I would say, in terms of being independent. But I did learn a lot. It humbled me so much, and it also made me appreciate my parents for what they did for me, because how they're able to do that and provide for me while being an adult, you know, and providing for yourself too, it's rough. But I definitely had a new perspective or perception of life from that point on. And then, of course, it built off to my career from there. So, what is another thing that I've accomplished in my bucket list? What have I done? I did traveling. I mentioned that I've already accomplished being recognized as a singer. I guess it's just hard. I guess another thing on my bucket list that I did achieve was at one point in my life, I had the highest or the fastest following on my previous teaching job. I used to stream every day, so Monday through Friday, and I had a theme for every day, and I think my students really liked that. I was like, I think what I did was I had Monday and Wednesday was conversation stream, Tuesday was grammar or just practicing on speaking skills, and then Thursday was grammar, and then Friday was review. So Friday would be like the review game. We do review games, we look back in a week, we call it a week at a glance. I actually might just bring that back, just because I think that's great, it's fun. So yeah, but the thing was, it did require a lot of work on top of me studying at the time, so it was difficult to kind of like prepare everything ahead of time. I was on top of it, which was good, but often I would make the presentation like literally an hour before my stream started, so I was cutting it really close back then. So basically the effort that I did to do these stuff resulted in getting, I think, 100,000 followers in just under 1 year. So I remember my phone kept blowing up notifications saying, oh, you got a new follower, new follower, new follower, new follower. And I had to mute it. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. I've never experienced something like that. So that happened at least once in my life. And I thought that was amazing. And I hope that could transition to what I'm doing now on YouTube. Because again, the previous one, I did work as a contract worker for that. But I didn't make income for just like, just doing my streams. A lot of times when I did my streams, it was just like, it was free. So anyone could come and watch and view. So with YouTube, it's just, if I get more viewers or likes and stuff, hopefully I can get some residual income from YouTube. So that's why I want to make my, education, of course, accessible to people online who want to watch it for free. And of course, it's good because that means you get access to something that you want to learn, and it's free, and it's hopefully high quality, and it's also fun. And then you can also engage with a native speaker while I'm live, but you can rewatch it again when I'm not live. So there you go. Like, there's a lot of pros that came with posting stuff and streaming on YouTube. So that's why I'm going for this aspect. And of course, what's important too, at least if I want this career to keep to work, is that I need to have some sort of income go along with it, right? So at the end of the day, it's like, unfortunately, making money is important because it's part of your livelihood. But I know now, like, I don't want to be someone who wants to do gaudy things with the money. Hopefully, if I do earn anything on YouTube, it would be for being able to educate you guys and enjoy learning the English language. Maybe I could travel abroad and then you could see me like challenge myself trying to learn a new language every day, here and there, or vlogging again, and applying what I've learned in my everyday speech. Because I do enjoy watching YouTube videos where we have multilinguals walking around the streets and talking to people in the language that they learned. And it's really fun to see that, because you would see people like be confused or surprised that someone's speaking their language in an English dominant speaking country. And I think it's nice. There was a quote, I think it was by, I can't remember, was it Mandel? I think. It's a quote that I posted under my teaching account. So if you look at my teacher card, it was teacher card, I think it was teacherhana.card.com. The quote says, if you speak to a man in a language he knows, in a language that he knows or he's learned, then it goes to the mind. But if you speak to a man in the language that he's from, oh, sorry. I just can't remember the quote exactly at the top of my head right now, but basically it's a quote that says, in summary, if you speak to someone in a language that they learned, like if this person speaks English as a second language or third language, it goes to the mind. But if you speak to them in the language that they know or that they learned, sorry, see, my word choices are confusing me. So what I'm saying is that if you're speaking the language that they, from their native language, then it goes to the heart to them. So I've been told that, you know, if I practice speaking Spanish into a Spanish speaker, they would be happy knowing that someone's trying at least to learn. What's another one? I also learned that I'm trying to think of something. I also learned that sometimes, you know, you don't have to be perfect in learning a language. And I see it in both ways or both sides, that if I see one of my language learning students talk to me in my language, in English, even though they're struggling and they make a lot of grammatical mistakes in their speech, I say that's okay. I don't mind it. I personally don't. Simply because I understand that it's hard to learn a language, and you do experience FLA or foreign language anxiety. So if you experience anything that's negative, of course you're gonna feel like, I don't want to speak the language anymore in the near future, and it's not fun. You don't want to do that to someone. You want them to appreciate what they're learning. So of course you want to be very encouraging for them to keep practicing the language that they learned, or else they won't try anymore, or they feel very discouraged and they will only stick to speaking their language and then not engage with other people, which is quite unfortunate and does happen. So that being the case, it's just really important to have to be very kind to people, especially if they are struggling with their English. Just be kind. You don't know what's going through their life, and you know that they're trying their best to communicate and put an effort to it. So there's that. So yeah, to summarize, sorry, I keep going off tangent, and it is beautiful because conversation practices, it is transient, meaning that it's fast, it happens in the moment, and we can't catch up with what we're saying, and it's going off tangent sometimes, and that's okay too, because that's how conversation is like. And of course, I wouldn't be talking so much about myself if I had another student in the stream with me, and that's perfectly okay. But just for building off time, and also maybe and hopefully helping you improve your listening skills, you can just hopefully this also helps you guys too. I know a lot of my students in the past used to tell me that they enjoyed listening to my streams when they're working. So if they're cleaning the house or chores, they would just put my stream on in the background, and they love listening to me talk about a lot of things, and when I teach stuff too. So yeah, there's that. I think that's about it in terms of my bucket list. So to summarize, things I have already accomplished. I have been recognized as a singer when I was younger. I moved abroad for 6 months, but I did it again a second time. So I did in total about 8 months, I think. No, 9 months in total, I think. And then the third one was experiencing what it's like to have a lot of followers on a social media platform. So unfortunately, I would have loved to pursue that in that old job, but my time is limited, so I don't think I'm able to work for that job anymore. I do come in once in a while as like a pop-in tutor, especially when my students contact me. They're like, hey, can we meet up? Can we schedule something? Then I'll try, but can't promise anything because it's hard. Like with my current schedule, it's hard for me to meet up with students, especially when I'm in a job for like 8 hours and I'm dealing with children. And then there's also the drive to and from LA. That's about an hour and 20 minutes-ish long. So there's that. The commute is horrible. But I tend to use my commute as like an opportunity for myself to learn. So I've been listening to Spanish and improving on that. And I'm also singing and practicing in the car. And I'm also like listening to, I just recently I downloaded Audible so I can listen to my favorite books while I'm driving home. Since I don't have the time to read as much as I would want to, it's been a really, really good investment for me. So 2024 is the year of investment and commitment and self-discipline. And that's what I'm trying to accomplish with more things on my bucket list, if that makes sense. Sorry. I'm just like, my head is still in that brain fog of trying to wake up. Good timing with that. But yes, I apologize for that. My brain fog is something that I have to deal with my current routine. But I am slowly getting used to it, so we'll see how that will work in the future. I think I have one more question, and this is the last one. Is there anything from your bucket list, sorry, it should be separated, bucket list that you want to accomplish in 2024? If yes, what? So I already mentioned that technically I already mentioned all of them in my current bucket list question here, that I want to travel in 2024. If I'm able to save up for it, hopefully I can. We shall see. What's important for me is that I need to have a good job, or stable job that I like, which is like, you know, teaching. I really, really, really want to teach in a university or a college at this point. And it's so good because I was so burnt out when I finished my master's degree, and I spent the entire year of 2023 kind of like, I want to do jobs that is not related to teaching because I want to come back to missing the job and missing the experience so that I can commit to it and show up for it, you know? So it's good for me in terms of like, since I had some distance from education and preparing prep work, and then I'm slowly coming back to it through live stream, I feel very healthy. I've missed this kind of aspect, and I do want to continue teaching through online if possible, even if I have a new job too. So I will still try my best to wake up at 4 in the morning and then doing my exercises and then streaming from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. in my time zone. So yeah, it's just, it can be hard, you know, to have this. But another thing that I could think of is that if I wanted to say I want to do evening classes and teach evening classes, but that means I would have to sacrifice my dance classes in the process. So I'm just like thinking about long-term wise, how I want to use my schedule. And that's very, very important. Yeah. And I think it's important for me to have some sort of, to have a productive life. I think that's important to me. Because, and it has to be something that's related to my passion, or else I'm not driven to do something. And that's because I know myself that if I wake up in the morning and I don't like my job, I tend to be less consistent. I don't want to show up for it. I will show some sort of reluctance of trying to go about with it, but I will still show up, but it's just very reluctant. I'm not saying that's what I'm doing in terms of my live streams. It's just in my live streams, it's a new schedule. So the first week, this week, is going to be hard for me to be on time. Simply because it's like, last week was break, and my circadian clock decided, hey, we're gonna change your sleep schedule to this. And that's why it's been very hard for me to wake up at 4 in the morning, because I would typically wake up at 12 again, and I'm like, that's not good. I used to wake up at 6 a.m. and that was good for me. But now I'm taking it a step further by waking up 2 extra hours ahead of my usual waking up. Bleh, I can't even talk anymore, sorry. So to say this again, I am waking up 2 hours even more ahead of my usual schedule, because typically I would wake up at 6 a.m., get ready, and then leave the house by 7 and then go to work. But with my live stream, I have to wake up 2 hours earlier, because at 4:30 I need time for myself to wake up, get out of bed, use the bathroom, do my exercise, and then turn on my stream. And then at 5 o'clock I'm streaming from 5 to 6 for like that hour, and then at 6 I do my usual routine, which is getting ready and going to work. So there's that. Okay, With that being said, it's already 5:59 in my time zone, and in terms of the live stream time, it's been 55 minutes and 43 seconds. We have reached the end of my stream for today. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment on the Instagram video, on YouTube, or on Discord. So of the three that I've mentioned, personally, I would much prefer if you guys are active on Discord, and if you want to join the group, the link is in the description. In YouTube, in Instagram, it's under my link. So if you look at my my card profile, so if you click the link, one of them will say Discord. So join the Discord through there. And I'm really active on Discord, so typically if people comment under the live stream, it would be fantastic. Sorry. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean here before I end the stream. And I think it might cause issues to my current stream right now, so I apologize if it lags or if my video acts weird. Okay, wonderful. So this is my Discord stream that I'm seeing right now. I have this icon up here. So I have my sesh bot, which I just recently subscribed to, so it can do these automatic reminders for everyone. So I already wrote the date here, so I don't have to keep posting on sesh and keep saying, hey, I have this stream. This is going to be telling everyone every single day from this point on that, hey, it's going to be a stream today. So it says here, today at 5 a.m. So they posted it here, and then they announced it again a second time, telling you, oh, this is currently happening. Interesting. Why did it do twice? Well, technically, yes, this is correct. It's starting now. But I don't know why it posts an hour later to tell you what it is. I'll figure this out. But yeah, as you can see, we have a bot here that's posting everything. I also did an update here for my announcement, so just to go over this very quickly. So we have a new schedule. We also included 2 new types of themes. So we have a conversation practice, which is every morning for me, and English for everyone, grammar, which is on Tuesday. I upgraded the sesh bot, or subscribed to it, so it'll post about these announcements daily. I think it'll instruct the next upcoming stream hour before the stream starts. We'll see how that goes. I've upgraded the Streamlabs account, which is why I'm able to stream both on YouTube and Instagram. And then I will be posting VODs soon. And then 5th, the stream highlight edits are still in progress. They can take up to several weeks, just because every day could take some time. Alec, oh my gosh, you joined. Good to see you. Hi. I do have to end the stream in a minute, though, unfortunately, so I will post this video and you can watch after on my Instagram page later. So this is where I really wanted us to go to, under here. So every time I end a stream, I try to make a new tab, and it tells you, okay, this is the image for that session, this is the stream itinerary. So we have our schedule from this stream that I posted yesterday. So after this ends, I'm gonna post a link of my previous session on here. So an example would be like from yesterday, we had our grammar lesson. I gave the links for the PDF files if people were interested in getting one of these things. And then I posted the video link right here where you can access it. And I also posted the notes that I did for chapter 8 yesterday for reference. And then if you guys choose to subscribe, you can also have access to doing homework, which is right here. So this is gonna give you a link to the grammar section, which is under the Ko-Fi Homebodies, and it should only be given to subscribers. So only subscribers have access to this, and they have everything there too. So it's kind of organized, and it's all going to be there too. I hope you remember me. I think I do. I don't remember the name you went by, but I know your image, and I recognize this as Alec Novia. I remember you to a certain degree. Sorry, but my memory's poor. All right, I think my stream is going to end on Instagram in a few seconds. So that being said, I go live on YouTube and Instagram between for conversation practice in the morning at 5 a.m. and then I have grammar on every Tuesday evening. So you can just follow me over there. And it will all be on Discord and the such. Yeah. With that being said, I have to rush and say bye to you guys. So I wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Please eat something healthy, hydrate yourself, and we'll be in touch again tomorrow. So it is you, Uday. Yes, I remember now. Yes, I remember you. I just for some reason I just couldn't get at the top of my head. Uday, I'm so sorry, but yes, I remember all of our engagement. It's just been a while, and I'm so glad that you were able to join me. But yeah, I will see you guys again next time. So see you then. See you tomorrow morning. Bye guys. Have a good day.